Hey everyone, I'm Briana Beverly with IGMOB News, sponsored by Adams Boxing. And I am here with the one and only Mr. Shadow. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good.
Awesome.
How was the drive here?
I mean, LA traffic, what can I say?
It's true. That is true.
But we took the toll road and that was good. So.
For sure. So tell me a little bit about you, your childhood. How was that?
My childhood, well, it's me and 7 siblings. We were broke as dirt. We lived in a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom duplex. And we would line up in the living room like tamales. And that's how I grew up till they all started getting married and moving out. I'm the youngest, so I was there with my parents till I was 16 and moved out.
At 16?
When I made my first money from my music, I offered to buy my mom a house, and she wanted to stay in that apartment that she's still in, by the way. And she didn't want to, so I said, okay, well, I'm gone. So I moved out.
Yeah. Speaking about that, you made around $350K at 16 years old.
It was more than that. That was what I made out of the trunk.
Yeah.
Just selling CDs hand to hand.
Yeah. Well, now it'd be what, like 2 million? Around?
I don't know. How does inflation work?
It's wild.
Yeah. So it's a nice amount of money. At 16, I mean,
yeah.
Going from nothing to having that, it was like, wow. So I didn't know what to do with it.
I was going to ask you that, like, as a 16-year-old, how was that? Having this much money. You said you moved out at 16. So kind of how was that process?
I had to get somebody that was old enough to get it under their name, and then just different things I had to deal with. But I mean, again, from going from nothing to having a lot of money, I was spending it like I was making it, and dumb stuff. I mean, pound of gold on my neck, and it was just crazy. Sneaking into 18 and over clubs, and it was wild.
At 16?
Yeah.
The lifestyle growing up, you grew up in San Diego, by the way.
Born and raised, yeah.
Born and raised. How was the life out there? I know that you said that you would sneak into nightclubs, so it was kind of like a normal thing back then?
For the most part, we would sneak across the border to TJ.
Okay.
We would just cross the border, and, it was 18 and over clubs over there that I would sneak into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which one was your favorite?
Club Vibe was one of them. Papas and Beer. Magic O's. There's a few more, but I can't remember.
For sure. No, of course. So as a 16-year-old, you kind of I guess you lived a life where there was hardships, but you tried to make the best out of it.
Yeah. And it transferred over to my kids. Once I had my kids, I wanted to, sometimes we'd be at the grocery store with my mom and I'd be like, oh, can I get this chocolate bar? And I'm like, no, we can't, we don't have enough money. So I wanted to change that for my kids. I wanted to give them everything that I couldn't get myself. So I spoiled the crap out of them.
Oh, well, that's good though that you're able to do that.
Right.
Going into music, how was that? Where did you kind of get that love for and the passion for music? Was it from family? Was it just?
Yeah. My dad and my uncles in Guadalajara had a lot to do with it. Every time they got together, my dad would play the guitar, another uncle would play the accordion, and then another uncle would be using a Fanta bottle with a metal piece to make that noise, and I always just loved music, the making of music, and it just grew in me, and finally when I was 15 I took it serious, and the rest is history.
What song do you think out of your whole track when you were 16 really was the one that people started to know, and what you feel maybe is what helped you get to that level of having all that money? Definitely
was my first song that I recorded professionally, Till I Die. That was, to this day, still one of my biggest records. And that's the song that I said was going to make it or break it. So I recorded it on a Sunday, and straight from the studio went to the radio station that got played, and then got put on a tour with a lot of Shade of Brown just off that one song, and it was crazy. So definitely gotta give it to that song.
What was the inspiration behind that song?
I was just trying to bring a different sound to the city, because there wasn't very many of us putting music out. There was maybe like 4 other Mexicans, my boy Night Owl, Little One, Legion of Doom, Aztec Tribe, Little Rob, and my boy Royalty. but they all had their own little sound, and like Night Owl would use oldies. He would remake like Mary Wells, and Little One came out with his own style, his own sound, which was the spooky sound. And I was like, what can I do that's different? So I went the G-Funk way. I started flipping, like Till I Die is more bounce to the ounce. And then I flipped Atomic Dog and One Way, Push and Pull. And I would mix songs together and make one beat out of it. So yeah, I went the G-Funk way and I stuck to it, and then people liked it. So I just kept making it.
Yeah, no. I think even selling it from the back of, you said back of your...
The trunk, yeah, out of the trunk. And it was out of the trunk of my homeboy's Cadillac because I didn't have a car. I was only 16.
Yeah.
So my boy Hitman from my neighborhood, shout out to him because I don't think there would be a shadow without him. Because he would take me to my meetings in LA, to the studios, to press CDs. We would fill up the trunk and go to Arizona, LA, Oxnard, Santa Maria. I mean, it was because of him that I was able to spread it throughout California, Arizona. And then once they got wind of it and we had distributors looking for it, then they would send it off and it got around the world.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, definitely. He was a big part of my career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking kind of about, you brought up Spooky.
No.
Now, this story, I want to know because I guess every artist, correct me if I'm wrong, every artist has a specific way of dealing with things, and a song doesn't just come out just because, right? There's meaning behind it. There's a lot of time and effort put into it. Where would you go, or what do you think helped you get your, the songs and the meanings behind them? Like, where would you go to really get that muse?
So I always rap about things that I'm doing, things that I've done, things that I'm in the process of doing. I never really made something up. So if I was talking about, guns and drugs, then that's what it was, and if I was talking about seeing something, thinking about something, then I'd express it through the song, like I know my boy brought up the thing where I was at the cemetery, for example. I thought it would be a trip to get drugged out and go sit in the cemetery. And I challenged myself. I was like, well, let's see what happens. So I did. And my second album, Born Without a Conscience, I was doing a lot of acid and shrooms and smoking PCP and just going to other dimensions that, normal people don't go to. And whatever I'm rapping about is whatever my mind was thinking about, what I was doing, what I was seeing, what I was feeling. And it just depends on the scenery,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What song out of that album do you think you still think about and you're like, wow, like this song was made because I was at a cemetery and this is just how I felt?
Nielsen, Bundy, and Clyde is about 3 people from my neighborhood, Hitman being one of them. And they were all killers. And, if you listen to the song, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because Nielsen, Bundy, and Clyde are 3 notorious serial killers, and they had certain methods of doing things. And that song is about one guy liking to use a gun, another one using knives, and another one using bats. True stories.
True stories.
So, like I said, it was about actual people that were around me, about myself. Yeah, it was weird times.
Weird times, but good times, right?
Yeah. No regrets, all experiences.
Facts. No regrets, all experience. I like that. That's a quote right there. So tell me a little bit about Junior, right? I Got My Own Back owner. How did you guys, I heard from a little birdie, I'm not going to say his name, but you know who it is. He said you guys were thinking about doing a track.
Yes. For his brand. And, he has a specific way and he wants to do it. So, I'm just going to follow his lead. So it'll be something dope though, because I know how his mind works and I know how mine works. And I know that we're going to do it to the best of our extent and put out something that's dope.
Yeah. Well, he's looking at me all crazy. Can you come? I want to bring him in.
Yeah, please.
I wanna...
Please do.
I want you guys to both just tell me the reasoning behind the track. Like how it
Yeah.
would be.
Well,
Look at him.
we
He's
gotta
like,
pick.
why me?
We gotta pick his brain because he's the one with the
His
idea.
brain, right? He's like,
I'm just gonna execute it. It's his idea though.
No, well, honestly, I think it's mainly because, like, obviously everyone knows, like, he's my all-time favorite rapper, like, since I was a kid. I was even telling him in the back, like, from the album Born Without a Conscience, the song Evil Deeds was the reason why I couldn't sleep at night. You know what I mean? That song would just, like, trip me out that night.
Yeah.
But, honestly, one of the main things I liked is that, like, I never considered him a Chicano rapper, right? I just felt like he's his own entity. Just like me, I'm a fashion designer, but I feel like I'm my own style. I'm my own, like, it's kind of crazy to describe because, like, I feel like what I create, I feel like it's, like, my own vision, like, my own, like, it's just naturally, like, I move pieces around in my mind to put stuff together, and I notice that's what he does. Like, he really has to dig deep into his mind, and it's funny because even some of my designs are inspired by some of his music.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, and I was just sharing that with him, like, the song Apocalypse, like, that's where the design Apocalypse came from also, and that's where kind of, like, the whole scene of, like, Apocalypse kind of, like, was born, was because of the music. So one of the cool things I was like that we became friends. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like,
Yeah.
we send each other videos and
Every day.
you know what I'm saying? Like, every day. I'm like, but the cool thing is that, like, his voice, the rawness, the realness, and just the way he puts music together and those hard ass beats that, you know, automatically as soon as you turn up the beat, like, you can't help but just, like, bob your head. You know what I mean? You just want to bump it. And that's why I was like, you know what? To me, it would be an honor if he makes a song because I feel like the rawness in his voice and I feel like the realness, right? I feel like that's really going to bring my kind of like the IGMOB song to life. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, you know what? He sent me some beats recently because we're going to add them to the IGMOBNews, what's it called? Intro. But even those beats alone, I was already thinking about directions of music. And I know one day you mentioned like that you wanted to do kind of like, I think, what was it like? Kind of like, was it gospel singers? What you were talking about?
Yeah, like a choir.
Like a choir. That's what
Choir with the symphony, you know what I mean? Or an orchestra.
So when he was saying that, automatically I was like, yo, see, this is what I mean. Like, he's all about switching it up. You know what I mean? Kind of like bringing in different styles. And that's why I've always been a fan of it. That's why I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I have to ask him. I was nervous as hell to ask him, but I was like, no.
ask him.
But he was like, yeah, bro, you ain't got to be nervous, bro. Like,
No.
ask me, let's make it happen. So
Yeah.
that is something that I really want to make happen. And I'm going to be real. Like, I even want to make like a crazy ass like video to it. You know what I mean? Because we've been talking about like, we always kind of throw back and forth ideas, but I just feel like let's go ahead and add some visual effects.
Yeah.
You know me, like with my crazy videos, you know what I mean? Like that we do. Like I'm like, you know what? I really want to do like a badass song that kind of has like a hard ass like music video that kind of comes along to it. So, you know what I mean? That's just something.
And you could be wearing "I Got My Own Back."
Man,
Yeah, absolutely.
like,
Good. There we go. Shadow merch already.
we'll do something fun though. But hey, thank you guys. Hey,
No.
I'm gonna leave
Thank
you guys
you.
to continue.
Yeah,
I want to
for
keep
sure.
hearing more. I want to hear more about the legend.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think it'll be great. If he created something for you, a design, what would be something a request you would want?
I like jogger suits.
Okay.
I have a lot of Nike suits, you know.
Yeah.
So it'd be something along those lines. Yeah, it'd be dope.
Who's your favorite like superhero?
A superhero?
Yeah.
My dad. I'm just kidding. I don't know, man.
Or who's someone you
I
look
don't-
up to?
Well, I don't know if I look up to him, but I like him a lot. I don't know if he's a superhero though. Venom? Is he a superhero? He's dope. You know what I mean? The black one, he's super dope. Yeah, he's
That would be cool.
crazy. Yeah,
That'd be a cool design.
yeah.
Okay. Coming up for sure. Let's move on to something that I think is iconic, to be completely honest with you. He brought up something about being people right now are going crazy online about the Chicano situation.
Yeah, this
What's
one's
up-
for you.
Yeah, this one's for them. Let them know. What was that about? Like, explain to me what was going on with that.
So, I got asked a question that if I consider myself a Chicano rapper.
Yeah.
So my answer to that was, me being me is already a Chicano rapper.
Mhm.
You know, without a question, I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of it. I embrace it. I love it. But people took it, the narrative, put it out of context, and just ran with whatever their petty little mind wanted to hear, wanted to throw out there. So it's not about being a Chicano rapper or a rapper that's Chicano or whatever. My thing was the why. Why do they categorize me? And not just me. You can't take 95% of the genre, even though I'm responsible for that genre being created. It was only a few of us why it happened. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud that we actually were so big and strong that they made a genre for us, But after it became Chicano rap, it got saturated with a lot of different types of Chicano rap. Some is like cholo rap. Some is like almost cholo rap. And then it's different varieties of it. And it's cool, to each their own. They could do whatever they want. But the way that I speak, the way that I talk is the way that I rap.
Yeah.
And I don't say ese vato loco, all that, you know what I mean? And I'm not ashamed of that. That's I got 45 years of being Chicano, being in the hood, being for the culture, about the culture, and, but there's plenty of that. But my question to the industry was, why did they categorize me or us as that, And I always use this example because it's the simplest way I can put it to where people with puny little brains can understand it, that Eminem isn't white rap. Oh, but he started out with Dr. Dre. Who cares? What if I started out with Dr. Dre? It still would have been Chicano rap. Why isn't House of Pain Irish rap? Why isn't Fat Joe and Big Pun Puerto Rican rap? I'm still waiting for the answer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying why. I'm not saying anything else. I'm just saying why. I want the answer of why it got categorized that. But people are taking it out of context and they're like, oh, he's ashamed to be Chicano. I'm proud to be Chicano. And like, miss me with that shit. I'm Chicano. I'm Mexican. I'm Chicano. I was raised in the hood. I'm proud of it. So miss me with that shit. Unless you got the answer of why it got categorized, shut the fuck up. Plain and simple.
Mic drop.
You want me to drop it?
Mic drop.
I'm just saying, man, like, it's just crazy. Like, you can't say nothing because they automatically want to see something negative and make it go viral and make it seem like you're the bad person. Yeah. I ain't saying anything wrong. I'm just asking why. Why is it categorized? And there's a lot of people, ODM from Lot of Shit Brown, shout out to my bro ODM. He was like, exactly, and other rappers that get categorized but are asking why. Why is my songs being categorized as such? I mean, there's a lot of people that do rap that are Chicanos, and they don't want to be in that box. We're in that box automatically. I'm me myself. I'm just asking why. Why? That's it. I'm not saying, don't call me Chicano rap. This and that. I'm already Chicano rap being me. Period. It's been that way. But there's people that came out after, Night Out, Little One, myself, that are, I don't know, different than what I sound. That's it.
Oh, I love that. That's a great response to them. What's one thing you got to say to your haters?
I love it that you hate me. It motivates me. And it doesn't bother me one bit. I sleep comfortable at night. So, yeah.
Love that. Speaking of culture, your collab with Ice Cube.
Yeah. Yeah, this record is so huge, man. I mean, I've been telling people it's like Till I Die on steroids. It's the biggest release since my first album because I haven't put so much dedication and, into a record. And, we swung for the fence. We got Ice Cube and Cocaine on one song. We got Be Real on another song from Cypress Hill. Got my primo on it. I only got like 4 features on it, and that's it. Got major production from two super dope West Coast producers, and then I got a beat from a youngster out in Estonia. I don't even know where that's at. So if you want to look it up in the map, it's somewhere in the Middle East, I think. Shout out to him, my boy Ray. And I got one beat from another youngster coming up, Chops, super talented. He produced All Black Chucks for me, which is a song that's been getting a lot of attention from people that have been hearing it. They like it. So, but the rest is produced by Dr. Evo, and the other half is produced by Amplified. Both have produced for, I mean, big names on the West Coast and the East Coast, from Redman to the Dog Pound, Snoop. I mean, the list goes on. And yeah, just having Ice Cube on a record, having Be Real on a record, and just being blessed to have all these people on. And then just got in contact with Frankie J. Shout out to Frankie J. He's gonna hop on the record, so now he's on the record. Yeah, man. So this record's gonna be huge, and I hope everybody likes it. And the title is I'm Done Bringing Back. I'm just done with everything sounding the same. I'm done with, a lot of whack shit that's out. Yeah. And I'm saying bring it back. I'm done bringing back. Bring back the old shit that actually had talent that defined the West Coast, Because now you could be from the West Coast, you could be from the East Coast, from down south, and it all sounds the same. You don't know who's from where. Yeah. So, with my record, I'm from the West Coast. So
absolutely. You got the best ones on the game too,
yeah,
the tracks.
Yeah.
How did, the people that Ice Cube, how did you get him involved with this? How did it come about?
That all happened through my boy Cocaine, my big bro Cocaine. Shout out to him. He has a song on his album with Cube, and I just asked, I was like, what's the worst thing he could say is no, right? Yeah. So I asked him, and he reached out through the homie JD from the Lynch Mob. Shout out to him. And yeah, Cocaine just made it happen, and we got in touch with Cube, and Cocaine got on the hook, and they just don't look. This dude wants you on a song, and here's a song with the hook, and then Cube was like, "Cool, tell him to do his verse and then send it to me." I was like, "Okay, well," so I did.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Okay, I'm fucking with you." So the rest is history. And it's not a recycled beat. He mentions my name, and he wrote it, and actually took the time to write it for the beat that I gave him. And yeah, it's beautiful, man. So, and it's crazy. It's surreal to me because, I mean, that's one of the dudes I grew up listening to, NWA. I mean, and then the movies and just everything that comes with it. I mean, he's to me, he's up there. He's top 3. You know what I'm saying? That there's anybody else on his levels like Dre or somebody like that, So to get him on a record was crazy.
No, I'm congratulations, by the way. That's
thank you.
Huge accomplishment.
And then, I was a big Cypress Hill listener, I was a big pothead. So getting him on a record and, getting his support was crazy too, because I grew up listening to him. And yeah, man, it's just, God's been blessing me so much for this record. I think it's gonna do good.
I believe it will. I know it will. It definitely will. Yeah. Going into, we're gonna ask a little bit more, and then I want to have a special performance by the way. I'm excited for this. For the song with Q, what was it inspired? Coming back from 2 different backgrounds that are somewhat similar in culture, how do you think? What's something that the fans can expect with that song?
It's just straight, the way we grew up, the way we lived, how things are moving, and the song is called Certified G's, and his first line is, "I only ride with the certified." So that's like, certifying that I'm,
you're certified G.
Yeah. So, and then Cocaine singing the hook. Yeah. It's just a true West Coast song, and the title says it all, Certified G's, just being certified, being real. Yeah. Keeping it authentic.
Absolutely. Congratulations. This is crazy. I'm happy for you. And I'm really excited that you're going to bring all the people that are talking crap about you, about being Chicano. They're really going to see, oh my gosh, I did not expect that from him.
Yeah, I mean, first want to do it with him, like, authentically, so there's always been a black and brown, thing trying to, unify. And my boy Frank Nitty's always been about that. And to see it happen at that level, it's it's cool. I think I'm curious to see what it's gonna do, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. So, growing up, who was an artist you looked up to?
You know, it's crazy because I was listening to like Heavy D and Kumo D and the Fat Boys. And then I'd hear songs from my homeboy Night Out because we're from the same neighborhood, and he was doing neighborhood raps for our neighborhood. And I would see how he would do it, and it was just intriguing to me that he was talking about the area that I was living in and mentioning the homeboys' names. And, you know, it was definitely somebody I looked up to musically, and being my older homeboy from my neighborhood. But and you know, of course, your Eazy-E's and MC Rans and Cube and, you know, the early NWA stuff.
For sure, absolutely. For younger people out there that maybe want to get into rap, that maybe were in your shoes, right? What's one piece of advice you'd give to those people, those kids?
Just be authentic. You know, don't ride any waves. Don't worry about what the next man is doing, and just do you. That's the only way I can put it. You know, that's the way, that's what's worked for me. I never cared about what anybody else is doing. I stuck to my sound, you know, what I feel comfortable doing, and that's what kept me 30 years, you know. So I'm still going, and yeah, just be yourself, and surround yourself with people that want to see you succeed. More than anything, you know, because you'll waste a lot of time and money just having people around you that could care less what happens.
Absolutely. Last question. This is the last question I have. It would not be proper to have you do a quick freestyle for us.
A quick freestyle for you.
Quick freestyle.
Okay.
Mr. Shadow vibes.
I'll sing. Let me see. What am I going to sing? I'll just sing something that I got since there's no beat. Should I do a ha? Yeah? You can't compare me to no other. I got the whole world singing he a cold mother. Alarms ring, I bring the hood culture. One time hate, some fans love to approach them. I'm unfuckwittable, you're all pitiful. Everything coming now sounds identical. Born to conquer, built to hurt. Cranberry and vodka while I'm chopping a bird. Keep my family close and my enemies closer. A ratchet in the glove and one in the holster. What? I'm known around the world, across the 7 seas. MR dot, I shit on my enemies. Expect me like government taxes. I do it how I do it. I don't know what the max is. Eliminating all. Well, where's my competition? There ain't none. You will never be in my position. Aha. Yeah. That's it.
That was good. That was great. He did that on beat. I love that. Where does that come from? Like just rhyming things and kind of grabbing things like.
Yeah, just catching yourself from word to word, you know, and just making it flow.
You did that so effortlessly too. That was good. Good job. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking to me.
Thank you for having me.
Just really giving me the insight of who you are, Mr. Shadow.
Yeah.
The one and only.
That's it.
Absolutely. So I usually ask all the people that I interview, what is in that camera?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to your friends. Let them know what's up.
Be on the lookout for the new album. I love it. Each and every one of you guys. Without you guys, it wouldn't be me. And yeah, just MrShadow.com. Be ready for the next album.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shadow. I'm excited. So, are you excited for this next thing you're going to do?
Yep.
All right, guys, stay tuned because Mr. Shadow is going to perform All Black Chucks for you guys here on IGMOBNews. Let's go. There you go.
I mean, you know the rules of the game. I mean, your bitch just chose me. Now we can settle this like you got some class, so we can get into some gangster shit.
Shadow makes classics, Shadow makes anthems. Make these phony rappers throw tantrums, I don't give a fuck. Bring it from the left, west side, California. Tossing up a dub to unmarked Crown Victorias are blazing. wasted. Kush mixed with haze, you can taste every bit of it. Packing it and clearing it, you know I represent every city, every hood in the southern part of Cali. Don't get me misunderstood, homie. This is the way we live it. These are the cards we're giving. We make these bitches grab their purses when we in the building. I fucking love your hate because it motivates me to be the man that I am. Work the master plan. Shit, what the fuck you mean? Since the age of 13, had that gangster lean. Yeah. Make a motherfucker realize it's the one and only MR Dot. It never stops, player. I stay stomping in my all black chucks. So rough, so tough, we stay stepping it up. Flip a little for a lot, cause it's never enough. The hood raised me from a baby with the crease in the cuff. I stay stomping in my all black chucks. So rough, so tough, we stay stepping it up. Flip a little for a lot, cause it's never enough. The hood raised me from a baby with the crease in the cuff. If you're down for your side, let them haters know. Or we can take it outside and go toe to toe. The name's Shadow, homie, fuck this rap shit. I light another blunt and I pass it. Do it for the block and everyone who lives in it. Marijuana clouds walk around with no limits. This is what it comes to, something you ain't ready for. Most of these pussy ass cats I never met before. So I'ma get my swerve on and keep pushing. Rolling with the homies, always smoking on some good shit. Bounce down the street in the old school Chevy. Everything I drop is heavy, so don't tempt me, I'm riding, dipping. Don't ever think I'm slipping. I carry military equipment, you fucking bitches. The name's Shadow with the capital S. From San Diego, only smoking the best. You keep the rest, homie. I stay stomping in my all black chucks. So rough, so tough, we stay stepping it up. Flip a little for a lot, cause it's never enough. The hood raised me from a baby with the crease in the cuff. I stay stomping in my all black chucks. So rough, so tough, we stay stepping it up. Flip a little for a lot, cause it's never enough. The hood raised me from a baby with the crease in the cuff. I stay stomping in my all black chucks. Yeah, yeah. I stay stomping in my all black chucks.
Wow, that was amazing. That performance was so dope. How do you feel?
Dope.
Just another day at work?
That's it.
All right, guys. Well, stay tuned for his new album coming out sometime this year.
Yeah, I'll have a pre-order link up soon on my website, mrshadow.com. Title of the album, I'm Done Bringing Back. Be on the lookout. Be ready.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching IGMOB News. Stay tuned. Bye.
Hey, what up? It's your boy, Mr. Shadow, and I got my own back.